Hey guys, my name is Ayana and this is my channel. Here I share with you guys DIY ideas with tips and tricks on how to refashion and upcycle to create those unique looks. I do a bit of everything on this channel because I've learned clothing isn't the only thing you can upcycle or refashion. You have your clothing, accessories, even those home decors. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe and let the refashioning and upcycling begin. For today's project, I'll be using an old top with pearls from an old necklace, scrap denim, one to be tie-dyed, and the other I'm going to use an old necklace to get some parts. You want to get your hands on your measuring tape, fabric scissors, some elastic, can be this thin or up to 1 inch wide, chalk or marker, glue, needle and thread, or your sewing machine. Take your measuring tape and measure your head where you want the band to fit up to and go 2 inches longer. This is to get that scrunchy effect. I'm going to start off with my darker denim scrap and I'm just measuring to see if the length is enough. Now right now it is a little more than my measurement, but that's okay. I'm going to actually use the full length of this scrap. And I want my headband to be about 1 inch wide, 1.5 inches in width, sorry. So I'm going to measure out 3 inches in width on both ends and then connect my points and cut out the piece that I need. Once I have that, I'm simply going to fold it in half, right side facing right side, and take it to my machine and run my stitch. You can glue or use needle and thread. After stitching my piece closed, I simply took my pin and turned it right side out. Now it's basically creating a casing, a very long casing, alright? For my next step, it was all about being creative and decorating my piece before completing the scrunchie. Now my videos are always about showing you guys tips and tricks on executing a look, but also inspiring you to just be creative. So you don't necessarily have to have these dangly pieces. Just be creative and use whatever you have or whatever you see at a craft store and create. Once I was finished decorating, I simply took my pin, attached it to the piece of elastic and started filtering it through the casing. Sorry guys, quick tip. When pulling your elastic through with your pin, please make sure to hold the other end of your elastic so that it does not pull through while you're pulling it with the pin, or else you're going to lose the end and you're going to have to start all over again. Because my elastic is so thin, so small, I decided to use my needle and thread to just close that off and create my elastic loop. To close off my scrunchie, I simply tucked one end into the next and then fold in the raw edges to get a nice clean finish, and again went in with my needle and thread to stitch everything into place, and I went in with a double stitch. Time for headband scrunchie number 2. For this one, I'll be using my next denim scrap, which will be tie-dyed. Now, tie-dyeing is not one of my strong points as yet. It is not my first tie-dye project, but what I would admit is that I'm not too strong with the whole tie-dyeing technique. But what I can say is that with every project that I do tie-dyeing with, I do improve. So bear with my tie-dyeing skills, guys. Once my piece was tie-dyed, I just repeated the process that I did for the first one. The only difference with this is that it's gonna be a bit wider than 1.5 inches. So this piece of fabric is allowing me to create a 3-inch wide scrunchy headband, and I am loving it. So that's the only difference with this one. And the whole creative aspect of it was the tie-dye. Because this headband was wider, I decided to use a 1-inch wide piece of elastic for this one, because I really feel because it's wider and because this denim is a little heavier than the first one, a small piece of elastic, a thin piece of elastic would kind of get lost and I may not get that nice scrunchy feel. So because it's wider, I'm using a wider piece of elastic for it. Time for headband scrunchie number 3. And for this one, I'd be using the old top. Now, originally, my creative plan was to use the old pearl necklace to decorate. Then I thought, no, too much. And it's gonna be the same process as the last 2 scrunchie headbands when it comes to creating the scrunchie itself. For the bow aspect of my headband, I decided to use the embroidered pattern on the top. Now again, I love showing you guys techniques you can use to create and execute pieces, but I also love sharing with you guys my creative ideas so that it can inspire you to be just as creative and create your own unique pieces. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and feel free to comment and let me know below. And until next time guys, deuces.